Good evening. RCMP have arrested a man from the Cold Lake First Nations wanted for first-degree murder. Police say Garrett Blackman was arrested in a motel in East Edmonton around 10 p.m. last night. Blackman was wanted on a Canada-wide warrant for the first-degree murder of Gregory Ganaw of Edmonton. Now, his body was found in a ditch last Monday, about 20 kilometers south of Cold Lake. Blackman was scheduled to appear before a Justice of the Peace today to schedule his first court date for Cold Lake. Well, RCMP are responding to complaints of mass text messages and Facebook posts circulating in the North Battleford community. Now, the content included possible gang initiations involving firearms targeting random people in the town. Now, RCMP are investigating and taking all necessary precautions, they say. They're also asking for the public to report any suspicious activities to the Battleford's detachment. Well, after weeks of collecting signatures, petitioners hoping to keep the 55th Avenue Railway intersection open had their day in City Council. As well, official census numbers have come out and Lloydminster continues to grow. Now, City Councillors must plan for future expansion. Bart Patiasa gives us an update from City Hall.
Council began with a heated presentation by petitioners urging to keep the railway crossing of 55th Avenue open. Council agreed to take their information and look it over in order to respond at a later date, but that's not good enough for Gloria Selby. She says she will continue to pass along the petition and possibly look at an open public forum later on.
They didn't respond at all. I mean, when I asked a question of when we were going to be heard, he said, well, normally it's 30 days, but we're going to try and approach it sooner. My answer is, it's going to be, they're closing it in 14 days. They haven't got time. They've got to get the injunction and stop it.
The intersection is set to close September 23rd. As well, the census numbers are in, and the border city is still growing. This comes at the same time as a comprehensive growth study wraps up in the border city.
The numbers that have come out of the growth study are that we could be as big as 60,000 people in 2041, and our existing landmass won't support those kind of numbers.
Now, councillors say they'll use that growth study to plan out the future of the city. Reporting from City Council, Bart Patiasic, Newcap News.
Now, according to the census, Lloydminster now has a total population of more than 31,000. That's an increase of almost 3,700 people from 2011. The Saskatchewan government has announced today that it has cancelled the clinical trials for the so-called liberation treatment for those living with multiple sclerosis. The province says it's been told by a medical center in Albany, New York, that it isn't going ahead with the therapy that involves opening blocked neck veins. Saskatchewan had planned to put up $2.2 million to have 86 patients from the province take part in the trial. But the team lead reported that the research team couldn't recruit enough participants to meet United States government requirements for a clinical trial. Health Minister Dustin Duncan says the news is disappointing for some 3,500 residents who want to know whether the treatment can help relieve MS symptoms. Now, the Ministry of Health says it will explore other options. In a booming community like Lloydminster, it's easy to forget families sometimes rely on others for help. Certain hardships and unforeseen circumstances force many people to turn to the local food bank. As Kim Smith reports, an annual campaign aims to make life a bit easier for those in need.
And while there's a multitude of challenges that individuals and families face every day, hunger shouldn't be one of them.
In Lloydminster, 68 food hampers are handed out each month. That means more than 3,000 people receive help from the local food bank each year, and 48% of those are children.
This is helping families that maybe they've lost a job, and for that month they need to go and get a hamper. So it fills a gap there when people fall on hard times.
Lloydminster District Co-op is teaming up with Farm Credit Canada for its Drive Away Hunger Tour. For the next 6 weeks or so, you can buy pre-packaged collection bags for the food bank.
The funds and the goods that we raise here in the store will all remain within the Lloydminster community and help in Lloydminster and area in families and children in need.
The event is part of Farm Credit Canada's national campaign to raise £5 million of food for food banks across the country. Since 2004, the program has raised over £11 million.
We see more and more support every year from the great people that are out there in rural Canada really jumping on board to help out with this.
The $10 and $20 food bags are available for purchase at the Lloydminster Co-op until October 18th.
We live in this really vibrant and economically sound community. Everything seems to be and appears to be going really well, but we can't lose sight of those that get left behind.
Kim Smith, UCAP News.